Is there any truth to the rumors that Sony will be looking to sell Spider-Man and all of its properties off if the next couple of years turn out to be disastrous for them? Well, let's get into that because the answer is yes, but it's a little bit more complex than just saying, well, yeah, it's gonna happen. So much like Fox before them, Sony's writing is on the wall, but there is one distinct difference between these two media giants that is the deciding factor of whether you sell or not, and that's where you're based out of and your primary location. Fox being based in the United States and having connections to all of these other mega corporations, it was an easy idea to get across and make the sale possible. That's why it happened. Sony, on the other hand, is Japanese owned, which makes it almost impossible that they would sell to an outside influence unless they had a certain amount of pull and there was other companies involved that were also based in Japan. This is why a Sony sale has not went through just yet. And recently there's been a lot of speculation, articles, and rumors that Sony will be forced to sell Spider-Man back to Disney Marvel if the next 2 to 3 years of theatrical output is bad for them. And a lot of you ask me to talk about this, and the answer is yes, that's true, and yes, that will happen. But it's more complex than that because they can't just outright decide, well, we want to sell now. This would all have to be the result of the box office not reopening, Sony not doing anything major, and all of their franchises massively underperforming. Now, if this happens, let's say a year and a half from now, then you could see some sort of deals being struck, exchanges of IPs, Sony people that hold on to Spider-Man working closer to Disney to buy themselves into position when an inevitable purchase or failure of Sony is to happen, which it would at this point. But a likely scenario is that a third-party source in Japan or China or somewhere on that side of the globe, a new investor could jump in, could feasibly give Sony funding for a major stake of the company or having more say into what is happening. This could realistically be a possibility because it's not out of the realm of possibility that that happens over in other countries. And the thing people have to realize is Disney and Marvel Studios have a stake into investing money in producing the Spider-Man movies now and how much they got on the back end. So they have positioned themselves in allegiance with Sony. In case something was to happen, they're already in a position to be able to say, wait a second, this company, like let's say Universal, for example, or Apple wants to buy, hypothetically, Sony's outright everything, right? Well, they go, well, okay, sure, but check it out. We already put money into this, so we have a say into what happens with these characters because we already own them, and they're going to go back to us anyway. So all these rumors and speculations and everything you're seeing is true. It's all true. What you have to understand, though, is it's not guaranteed. And that's where I think people are starting to lose the focus on Sony being sold or Sony selling off properties or something like that. It's not as clear-cut as, well, we're not making money, we're out of here, buy us Disney. Disney to buy Sony would have to go through major hurdles. Now, someone is going to say, well, why doesn't WB or Universal get them? And those two companies are more unlikely than anything over at Disney, because those two companies have an effective monopoly on internet and TV in the United States. So you're looking at probably a partial up of properties and who would own what to be sold off at sort of a auction to different studios and outlets if Sony was to go under. And in that instance, everything Marvel reverts back to Marvel because they're the home owner. So again, it's not as clear cut as, well, if they fail, everything's gone. It's not that clear. It never is.